Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ray White office here in Queen Street. By way of introduction, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim Annett, and I'm part of the Ray White Bendigo team here, and it is my privilege and my pleasure to be your auctioneer this evening. I've always thought of this part of the process as being a bit of an interesting one. Most people feel like the auction night is the beginning of what's going to happen. This is the night and this is the event, ladies and gentlemen, where it all happens. It's actually the end of a lot of moving parts finally coming together. Over the last few weeks, there's been open homes, there's been conversations, follow-ups, people coming through, walking the property, going away, coming back again and again and again. Some decisions were made early, some decisions are taking a little bit longer, and some decisions hadn't been made up until about 5 minutes ago. It's the best part about auction nights, it's why I enjoy them so much, is watching people not knowing what they're really going to do until the hammer's ready to come down. This is where conversations, ladies and gentlemen, turn into action, and where at the end of tonight, there'll be a couple of you walking away with some beautiful homes. The reason we're all here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the large amount of work done by Ella and Sophie on these two properties. Such an amazing campaign. They've worked with the buyers, the vendors, really built momentum in getting us into a room like this tonight. So congratulations, ladies, in advance on what I'm sure is going to be an incredible result for your vendors this evening. My role in this, ladies and gentlemen, is actually quite simple. I step in at this point and I get the fun of talking to you all at the front of the room and waving my little yellow hammer around as though I have some sort of power that Ella knows I don't really have. It's her hammer. Our vendors that are here with us this evening, thank you. It's not a small decision putting your property on the market. It's even a bigger decision to take that leap into the auction world. And we genuinely appreciate the trust that you've placed in the team to represent you here tonight. For those of you in the room who are intending to purchase this evening, welcome, good luck to you. Get those paddles up nice and high because you're the reason we're all here. Assisting me tonight, Sophia over beside me, one of our campaign managers. She's going to keep us on track with all the bidding. So if I do get a little bit lost and I pause at some point, that's okay. I'm just waiting for her to give me a nudge. Sure I haven't lost my place. Behind the scenes, we've got our media team over the back here, live streaming this event tonight across our social media platforms. It's the thing about nights like tonight, they feel small, they feel local, but they genuinely matter. Because the decisions made in this room tonight, ladies and gentlemen, will stick with you all for a long time. So we've reached that point where everything comes together now. And before we move into the first property, there's some final formalities to get through before we get to watch that first beautiful video. The auction tonight, ladies and gentlemen, will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions made available prior to the commencement of tonight's proceedings. The rules prevent an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers on a property once the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The rules prevent false bids, major disruptions from bidding, and bidders attempting to disrupt others from bidding, and it provides fines for significant amounts. The vendors, ladies and gentlemen, have a reserve price. As the auctioneer, I will indicate bidders on request. The rules permit vendor bids. Only I, as the auctioneer, can place a vendor bid, and to indicate that I am doing so, I will quite simply use the words vendor bid. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are there any questions through the rules or the proceedings as we've read through them tonight? If there is not, we'll proceed on to our first property. first property on offer tonight is described as Certificate of Title, Volume 06911, Folio 036, better known to you, me, and the postman as 30 Quick Street. We're selling tonight on an unconditional contract calling for a 10% deposit with settlement in a mere 30 days unless prior arrangements have been made through Ella or the team here. I was out at this property last night with Ella and we were standing around the kitchen bench talking to the vendors. I asked them the same question that I ask all of our vendors when we have that meeting. Is there anything in particular you want us to talk about this property? And the one thing that came across was that beautiful eastern-facing deck out the back. The way they spoke about it, you could tell that's where this home really happens. That morning sunrise, the coffee in your hand, the quiet around you with nothing but the birds chirping. And then again at the end of the day, with perhaps maybe a colder version of liquid in the hand, sitting on that beautiful deck, having a beer, watching the peace and tranquility over that backyard. This wasn't a feature of the home. This felt like routine. Inside, it's comfortable, it's easy, but that outside space, that's the part you just can't recreate later on. So ladies and gentlemen, 30 Quick Street is the property we're here for tonight. Where do we see a fair and reasonable opening bid or offer to start us away on this gorgeous property? The inevitable silence at the start of the auction. That's okay. We're used to this. Like the auctioneers always say, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter where we start, it's only about where we finish. And more often than not, that first bidder generally walks away with the property. So I'm in your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Where do we start from here? 520 we'll take and look for a rise of 20 from there. We're at 520. Do we go 540 from here now? Looking at 520 on the phone with Darcy over to my right, ladies and gentlemen. Do we go 540 from here? First call at 520. 540 over here against you now on the phone, Darcy, 540. We're not quite there yet. Can we go up to 560 now if we can? We're still looking to get to 20 from here. So we're 540 against you both on the phone, gentlemen. 540 over here looking for 560 now if we can. If we can't get there, we're going to call it away over here, ladies and gentlemen, at 540. First call at 540. Second call, 540. Third and final call at 540. Do we see 560 anywhere in the room? Do you know what? At this point, we'll take the 550 now. We're getting that little bit closer. We'll go to the 10. Same courtesy back to you now and go to 560 from here if you like. 560 straight back against you now, Darcy. We're 560 on the floor here, ladies and gentlemen, against both you gentlemen in the room on the phones over here. 560 over here. We'll call it away again if we need to, ladies and gentlemen. First call at 560. Second call. We're at 560 at the moment, so we need to go north of there. So we go to 570 would be where we'd want to get to from here. So 560 in the room. We'll start it again, ladies and gentlemen, at 560. First call at 560. Second call, 560. Third and final call at 560. What do we say, gentlemen, on the phone? We'll be passing the property in over here at 560, and they'll have that exclusive right to start negotiating with our vendors to get that deal locked away tonight. Any advance on 560?
563, Tim?
Can we go to 565? I'll take it to 5, but I'm not going lower than 5 at the moment. We're still too far from that reserve at the moment. We'll take this 565 if you can do that, though. 565 now, 560, looking for 565. We're at 560 over here. We'll call it away again, ladies and gentlemen, at 560. Looking for the 5. First, second, third call at 560. You want to be in front. You want to get that exclusive right to negotiate, ladies and gentlemen, from here. We'll give you gentlemen a few seconds extra on the phone. We're still looking for that extra advance. 565 now, and we'll come back to you. We'll go to 570 from here if you like. 570 straight back. They're back in front again here at 570 now. So we're looking for 575. Even take me to 580 if you like. 570 here on the floor, ladies and gentlemen. First call at 570. Second call at 570. Third and final call at 570. If we take the silence as being no further bidding, ladies and gentlemen, Ella's just out the back having a chat to our vendor, seeking some instructions. We're at 570 here, looking for a rise if we can get to 575, 580 if you like. You are in the box seat here, guys. It's okay. You're sitting in front at the moment. So at the moment, we'd be passing the property into you and you'll have the opportunity to go and negotiate with the vendor to try and get... There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to have the opportunity to be negotiating tonight because Ella has just come back out. We are on the market, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be selling it away, so the keys are in your hand at the moment. You'll be signing a contract very shortly if there's no further bidding. 570, we're on the market and selling, ladies and gentlemen. 570, first, second, third and final call. Are we all done and silent in the room? Are we definitely done on the phone over there, Das? We're out. Liam, how are you going over there? Any advance on the 570? We'll put you back in front now.
571.
571, there we go. And we can come back. We can come back at you. 572, straight back again now. Do we go 575? That might be a knockout blow. You never know. 572, you're back in front. It's okay. 572 now at the front of the room over here. First call at 572. Second call at 572. Third and final call, 572. We're all done. We're all silent. If there's no further movement, no further advance on that 572, we'll be knocking it away, ladies and gentlemen. I do finally get to use that hammer and show that perceived power that I think I have. Oh, she knows it's all perceived, Darcy, don't worry. 572, we're definitely done, we're out. Permission to sell, gentlemen on the phone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a new owner of 30 Quick Street. They'll be able to enjoy the coffees and the beers on the deck, ladies and gentlemen, because at 572,000, we're selling. You sure there's not another 1,000? Congratulate the new owners of 30 Quick Street, ladies and gentlemen. We are sold. Congratulations, guys.
Welcome to 6 Weatherall Street in California Gully. This 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom on 800 square metres is set in a beautiful location moments from town, with plenty of space in the backyard for kids to run around, furry friends or outdoor activities. This is the property for you. Let's go take a look.
Up for grabs this evening. Property on offer is described in the certificate of title as volume 8430 folio 927. This one, ladies and gentlemen, is better known as 6 Weatherall Street. Again, we're selling on an unconditional contract, calling for a 10% deposit with settlement in 30 days unless prior arrangements have again been made. Ella and I was sitting out in the dining room / sunroom with the vendors the other day, and again, we were talking about things with the house, and it didn't go to the conversation about the layout of the property. It went to how the home works, how the home runs, not just from a homely sense, not in a technical way, but just a way of life. It's efficient, it's considered, and the property is actively working for you. And you can feel the vendors' pride in that and what they've done. It carries right through to these beautiful gardens that you see on the screen. The way it's been maintained, it's a home that's already been set up property. It's comfortable, it's efficient, and it's easy to own. So ladies and gentlemen, now we turn it over to you for 6 Weatherall Street in California Gully. Where do we see that fair and reasonable opening bid for this beautiful home to make that part of Cal Gully your own once again? We're going to do the usual silent song and dance. That's okay, we're very used to it. We're just looking to get us away now. It's only a matter where the hammer falls, ladies and gentlemen. And I dare say it won't be falling on that first bid, but that's okay. Happy to start wherever you like, ladies and gentlemen. If there's at 520, we'll take now. We're 520 and we're away over here at 520,000. 520. Can we go to 540 from here? Just ask the question if we can go to 540 from here. We're at 520. We'll take the 540 now and back at you. Same courtesy back over here. Can we get to the 560 now? We're at 540,000 over here with Darcy on the phone. Looking against you now, Liam, at 540, looking for 560 if we can. 540, we'll call it away 3 times. First call, second at 540. Third and final. Can we get any more than 550? Can we get to the 560? Third and final call. There's no further bidding, no further movement. $560, there we go, and against you now. We're at 560. Sorry? 580 now, here we go, away now. 580 over here against you on the phone, Liam, at 580. It might help. It might help you, Liam. But at 580, I can tell you now, we're on the market and we're selling this property away tonight as well. So we're over here now, we're against you. We're at 580 now. Where do we see a rise of 580? Or we'll call it away with Darcy on the phone over here, ladies and gentlemen. 580 over here. First call at 580. Second call, 580. Can we go 585? No, we'll take the 582 then. Do we get to 585 from there, Darcy? 582 against you now on the phone. We'll go to 585. 585, there we go back at you again. 585, now do we go 590 and get it rounded off again? 585 over here with Darcy on the phone. Happy to call it away again now at 585, ladies and gentlemen. First call, 585. Second call, 585. Third and final call, 585. Are we all done and silent on the phone at the back over there? Remember, we're on the market and we're selling it away, so the hammer's going to be dropping and we can't take any more bids after that. Any rise from there, Liam? We're over that reserve now, so we can go forward from here at that 585. We're going to call it away one more time, Liam, to give you that last chance, and then we'll be dropping the hammer on this one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 585 with Darcy on the phone. First, second, third and final call. Are we done and silent? 585 over here. We're selling it away. We're selling. 100% permission to sell it away. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a new owner of Weatherall Street as well tonight. 2 from 2, ladies and gentlemen, from the team at Ray White Bendigo, because we are sold. Well, room auctions here at Ray White Bendigo. Congratulations to our new property owners, to our underbidders. Bad luck tonight, but we're back here in 2 weeks to do it all again.